All right, good morning, everybody. This is Cassie Johnson with the Lake Mills Chamber, and I am here today at the Lake Mills Community School, and we are talking about the upcoming Character Education Night, which is going to be held on Thursday, May 7th, starting at 4:30, and we're just going to get into some of the details about the event and, what the goal is. So if you want to go ahead and talk about, this is the second annual, tell us a little bit about what to expect, who's coming, what are they doing.
Absolutely.
All those things.
Sure. I can go ahead and start. So this is, like you said, the second annual Character Education Night. And going back a couple of years now, it was something that I think the first initial thing for our PBIS leadership team is how can we get better connections with families and to talk about things that maybe aren't talked about enough. And that's a lot of times that's social emotional learning or just human connection. So we started that last year, had the guest speaker come, and we did our little event here up at the school. And now this year it's Timmy the Dreamer is his name. But he is going to talk about, hence his name, dreaming, of course, his Dreamology tour. His goal is to have a speech in 50 states, so to go to every single state. And Iowa is obviously going to be a stop here in Lake Mills. But he's worked with some big people like Oprah, Mr. Beast, all these different, Kevin Hart, all these different things, Steph Curry, just different people that he's interacted with. So it's pretty cool to be able to say, to an elementary kid, to a middle school, high school student, this person has done a lot of good things, very similar to like Make-the-Wish Foundation, raising money for those in need. And he's worked with a lot of big celebrities, so it's really cool to have that connection. But long and short of it, he'll come, he'll do an elementary presentation, he'll do a middle school, high school presentation during the day, and then he'll come at night from 4:30 to 6:30 to continue his conversation he had with elementary, middle school, and high school, talking about dreaming, thinking big, and the overall acts of kindness. And we're kind of talk about some of the kindness stations if one of you want to talk about.
Yeah, well, before
stations.
that, I was going to say, I think it'd be important to know how we met, how you met Timmy.
Oh, sure.
Talking about our sixth grade, we had a sixth grade student who had, I'll let you tell the story. 'Cause
Yeah.
you,
So Mason was
part of it.
a fifth grade student last year, and funny enough, on social media, a lot of times it's, I don't know, not always the most positive place, but he saw Timmy the Dreamer, messaged him and just said, hey, we did a character education night here this last year at elementary school. Would you be interested in coming to Lake Mills and maybe doing something like this? Well, funny enough, that all started back in July. Timmy sends me a little email saying, hey, Mason reached out and said, hey, this is something I think we could be interested in. We talked through it, then all of a sudden it comes to fruition. So kudos to Mason to use social media in a positive light. So that's pretty darn cool.
do you want to talk about the stations?
I could talk about the stations. So we are working in conjunction with our middle school student council to create some kindness stations. And so within that process, the evening of character education night, students and their families will be able to go around to these stations and create acts of kindness. So either there'll be letters sent to people, whether they be creating something to put around in our community. And so we're really excited about that because it gets the whole community involved. And so the planning of that, kudos to our middle school student council. So trying to get a K-12 focus on our character education night this year. So.
And the middle school student council came up with a catchphrase for us this year. It's don't just dream of a better world, build one with kindness.
Love it.
So that's kind of what we're going with. And I think that last year it was kind of a sit and get or kind of mingling around with the tables, kind of interacting that way. And this year there's more of a focus on actually giving back through the community.
Yeah.
Inviting the community businesses in, the families in, and doing those, the goal is 1,000 acts of kindness, all within that 2 hours that evening, and just getting that pride from our community and our school and giving back to others.
Yeah, I think that's really awesome.
And I should plug, we have been practicing acts of kindness throughout the
Okay.
school year. So we have outside our office, we've got a bulletin board with a mason jar drawn. And so students, when they're recognized for acts of kindness, they get a paw to fill up this jar. We've also done some recognition for kindness during recess, where if adults and or students see the kindness happening, extra kindness happening at recess, they had a little competition with it, which
They
was
love
kind of
that,
fun.
yeah.
So that we've been working up to promoting the kindness this school year. So.
Yes, awesome. And I know you've always kind of had that goal with kids because, I mean, now my daughter's only in TK, but she likes to bring home those yellow slips and tell me about, brag tags and all those
Absolutely.
things. So I think the school does a good job of showing kids that it's important to be kind to each other and to do, even when no one's looking, maybe do the right thing while you're there. So
Absolutely.
I love the idea. I do have a short clip from last year that I can play, so why don't we go ahead and do that now?
Well, this comes back to our PBIS leadership team talking about how we can increase family engagement. And this was one of the best ideas that we really came up with. And we've never had anything like this before, but we understand that, kids' well-being and feeling seen, noticed, and heard is a big thing for us.
We've heard a lot about literacy nights and math nights at other schools, so we were thinking how we could do something a little different.
I think the biggest thing is just a sense of awareness. Awareness and being able to feel okay to talk about some of these tough subject areas. Wellness is something I feel like we truly need to talk more about.
In healthy emotional expression is listening.
This is one of the best ways I feel like we can start that conversation, not just with kids, but also with families.
There's been a lot of talk about social emotional health and wanting to make sure that our students recognize what is good social emotional health and being able to reach out to others in our community that would be able to help promote the positive in those situations.
I really enjoyed the big open dialogue and the engagement of play, even with adults, that integration of adults and children. Parents can get outside of their comfort zone just like children can be out of their comfort zone and just have some fun while learning about different emotions that we all carry as human beings.
I think parents and families are also going to find a lot of useful information, help students engage more with peers, help students engage with their families, and help just families and community come together to promote a healthier lifestyle for everybody.
I appreciated the open dialogue about managing, recognizing, and appreciating our emotions, especially for our young people. I also appreciated the play integrated dynamic. It engaged the audience, it engaged the kids, and I expect it'll open up conversation for families in days to come.
I feel like we all need to talk about mental health. We need to be more aware of it and help our children be more aware of it. And my children actually were starting to open up more, be more aware of what's happening with our feelings and our emotions. And if I can learn anything new to help them with that, that's what I want to do.
One little act of kindness can change the way that everybody's feeling, and that tends to get paid forward. As you're kind to somebody else, let students know that we're all human, we all make mistakes, and we can all do better.
Starting this sense of tradition and talking about mental wellness is something that we'd like to continue for years to come.
All right, so now why don't we talk a little bit about the day of and what parents, families can expect, where to, what doors to come in, what they're expecting to do right away, schedule of the night type thing.
Absolutely. So again, going back to for the kids, they'll have that presentation with Timmy the Dreamer during the school day. Then hopefully that's going to excite them to say, hey, let's bring our families to come tonight and do these acts of kindness. So for the family side of things, starts at 4:30 in the high school gym. So what we're envisioning is that the parents come, that's what we're asking, parents to come with their student to the event. Timmy the Dreamer will have like a quick maybe 15-minute conversation with everybody to kind of continue his message from the beginning part of the day, and then give parents and families an opportunity to go through these different kindness stations together. So they would do the actual station with their son or daughter. There's a reason to build that human connection with your son or daughter, to do acts of kindness together. I think there's a lot of power in that. Then once we do that, we'll have a big reveal at the end to say, hey, how many acts of kindness did we actually complete? Timmy the Dreamer will have another quick conversation, maybe a 15-minute closer, and then we'd send people on their way. So the goal is to do this all together, not just with staff, with student councils. It's with the kids, it's with the families, so all of us doing this as acts of kindness.
Sure. Do you require any pre-registration, or they just show up and enjoy?
Yep, they just show up, and think of it as, I guess, that you're coming into some type of sporting event, because it will take place in the high school gymnasium. Knowing those doors, if it's, I can't remember, 10 or 11, but the foyer doors coming in there. That's where we'd ask people to come in, and other than that, again, it's a big thing to think beyond yourself. As a dad, I think it's one of those things when you can bring your kid and you can do these acts of kindness together to show them to think beyond 6 inches from themselves. That there's so many different things out there that you can contribute to and think about your purpose in life to really make a difference.
Yeah. And I think it's important to show kids that even at their ages, they can get involved in the community. Like I think of the group that did the disc golf project a couple years ago.
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
they wanted that, so they put their efforts to it, and it's a reality
Yeah.
now. So I think it's a good way to show kids that they can get involved, even when you are just young, and it
Absolutely.
does make a difference. So
Every,
awesome.
yeah, every little act
Yes.
of kindness.
Yes. I know my child gets hangry after school. Are you planning
Absolutely.
anything with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good question. We won't provide any type of meal, but definitely some snacks. Knowing that it's just the tough part. Okay, what time can you actually hold some of these events? Knowing it's not too long after when school gets dismissed. You come at 4:30. You know the end time is 6:30 around that time. But again, we'll have snacks. There's no meal gonna be given to people that attend. But at the same time, there'll be some little snacks if that's needed. So.
Yes, and I know you're looking for sponsors for the booths, so materials, financial sponsor is like snack also on the table for that, sponsors?
You guys want to talk about that?
Okay.
Yeah, so that is part of our work as
Okay.
a committee that we've been working on together, is to garnish either some donations to help with the cost of those snacks,
Yeah.
so.
I think something fun to mention too is that we're recruiting different groups throughout the high school, athletics, arts, anything like that,
Yeah.
any club or organization that they have to kind of come as their group, at least a couple members, and work at some of the stations, which
Yeah.
I think then also shows our younger elementary kids how you can give back right here within our school
Right.
as you grow up. Those
Yes.
role models that you look up to
Yes.
are doing this to support the school, and that's maybe something that you want to strive for as you grow older.
Yes, so I know we've just sort of started talking about sponsorships, and if there's any businesses that are tuning in, do you have sponsorship levels, or is it just looking for general support? I know you have at least one booth where they're like writing on coffee sleeves, and then
Yep.
Royce's Brew is going to put those on coffee cups for people.
Yep.
So like, ideas in that way, where they can provide materials, or they could provide financial support to purchase materials. Just any specifics on that at all?
No specifics at this time,
Okay.
but we will have a list for those booths and
Yep.
what they will need. So if somebody wants to donate materials,
Yeah.
that's fine. Otherwise, monetary is
Yeah.
helpful too.
Yeah,
so.
and some businesses like Royce's Brew might have the materials and say,
Yes.
yes, you
Yeah.
can have these
Yep.
bags or whatever, you know.
Right.
So,
Yep.
We are open to personalized support,
yes,
however.
yes. So businesses can stay tuned for more
Yes.
details on that, probably in the next couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And I can
Okay.
talk about that the coffee sleeve idea was like very simply, from the coffee shop side of things, okay, I'm going to put a positive act of kindness or message on there. The person's going to come in, get their coffee, put the sleeve on, and I think it's just another way to just affirm, again, there's a lot more good in the world
Yeah.
than bad. So.
Absolutely. And then again, just highlighting the speaker, Timmy the Dreamer is going around the country and helping kids to think about their dreams and how they can achieve them.
Absolutely.
And so we have a little video of his promo that we will play for you here. And then you just have to be sure to come see him in person on the 7th. But
When I finished school 5 years ago, I was really struggling with my mental health and anxiety. I felt this deep sense of loneliness and had a complete lack of understanding of what I really wanted to do with my life. And I realized that the only thing that was going to turn my life around, the only thing that was going to give my life purpose and bring me true happiness was to go after the dreams that I truly had for my life and not the dreams that others had for my life. So I decided to sign a lifetime contract with my dreams and go after what I truly want, and I could have never imagined how this decision would fundamentally change my life forever. I ended up becoming the manager of one of the biggest influencers in Los Angeles, Charlie Rocket, and together we built one of the largest social impact movements ever created of over 9 million people. We did 2 5-month tours all across the country in an RV called the Dream Machine. We raised over $5 million for charity, made over 1,000 dreams come true for kids with cancer and disabilities and people needing a miracle, and like I said, we collaborated with some of the biggest celebrities on earth like Oprah, Steve Harvey, MGK, and Jake Paul. Through this journey, I got to live out some of my wildest dreams, but more important than the professional accomplishments is how it transformed my life personally. Chasing my dreams brought my life true purpose. It improved my mental health and happiness. It brought me lifelong friendships, and it helped me reach my full potential as a human being. It made it my mission to give back to my younger self, the students of today, to help them achieve their wildest dreams in life. And this is why I launched the Dreamology Tour with the goal of giving 50 speeches in 50 states at schools all across America. At each school, my signature experience, the Dreamology 101 speech and workshop, includes my speech where I share the 10 lessons that students can take to make their dreams into reality. I have students visualize and manifest their dreams. I have students write their dreams down, share them with each other, and most importantly, I build a culture at that school that isn't selfish, and it shows them how powerful it is when you commit to showing up and to helping others with their dream. And listen, with over 62% of students today struggling with their social and emotional well-being, but also with over 50% of them wanting to be entrepreneurs and wanting to change the world, my story touches directly on the most important topics and the deepest desires of this next generation. Each week that passes, we are booking more and more schools who are realizing how important it is to invest in their students' dreams, and my personal goal is to impact over 10,000 students' lives on this tour across America. We come help you build a culture that helps your students find success and happiness in the pursuit of their dreams.
All right, so if you thought that was interesting, definitely come check it out. The Character Education Night is Thursday, May 7th, 4:30 to 6:30. And yeah, I think we're just excited for this event in the community and excited for students, but also the families to come in and just work together on this project. So yeah.
I think it's crazy because we were just having this conversation when that video was playing that, you know, we're sometimes spoiled with the acts of kindness that just happen within our community. And many times it's a saying of, oh, this is just what we do. Well, not every community is fortunate to have something like Lake Mills as a town, Lake Mills Community Schools as a school. It's just one of those things that, again, you're always trying to think beyond yourself and figure out, okay, what is my purpose in life and how can I make a difference?
That's awesome. Any other tidbits to add before we sign off?
Join us.
No, we're
Yes,
excited.
join us, yeah.
We're very
Yep.
excited.
If they're interested, if businesses are interested in sponsoring, they can reach out to me at the chamber or also at the school.
Yep.
Just have them call the elementary office, get in touch
That
with
would
you
be
free.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be fine.
And any parents looking for information, same thing. Just contact a teacher or the school.
Yep,
So-
absolutely.
Otherwise, we will see you all Thursday, May
May
7th
7th,
at
yeah.
4:30 at the school. All right. Thank you.
Thanks.